It's your girl Shamay Speaks coming to you live for Speak on It Saturdays. So, as you know, if you follow me mainly on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, I talk about some real life topics. Some relate, some don't. That's fine. Definitely want to start by giving a shout out to my grandma. You know, she kind of picked out my little outfit. Like I said, she came in here. She was like, "You shooting in my room?" I was like, "Man, you got some nice clothes, big mom." So she picked out my outfit. So much love to my grandma. But we're gonna speak on it. So we're gonna speak on these things. I think that there's a difference between a situationship and a relationship, right? Now, a relationship to me, you may say something different. Chime in if you want, not a problem. Is when two people have a verbally mutual agreement that they are an item. They're an item, a couple, in a relationship, whatever. Like that is to me is the definition of a relationship. Now, a lot of people get it confused because a lot of people want to date and not have a verbal agreement that they're in a relationship, but in their mind, they're talking to themselves about where they think the relationship is going. So it happens a lot. I'm not a saint. I always tell people that when I speak, I don't speak to judge, criticize, or put down. I'm just keeping it real, even if it's about myself. Hard less time I didn't even want to hear sometimes, especially when I was younger. But I just thought about some things about how things are different with some people and some examples. They might be harsh, but hey, some examples. He got a key to your place, but for ladies, he got a key to your place. He doesn't pay any bills, and you've been dating him for 6 months, but you've never been to his place, and you haven't had the talk. But in your mind, you think you're in a relationship. I don't think so. Tell me if I'm wrong. Chime in, everyone. I think you're in a situationship. Like, it's a situation. It might be a good situation that works for you, but it's not a relationship because it lacks the mutual agreement. Now, what else? He drives your car, drops you off at work, don't put no gas in your car, and he say he going to work, but you ain't never seen a paycheck. And you feel like you helping your man out, but y'all haven't had the talk. Might be a situationship, right? And, let's see. When you are trying to have the talk with him, and he says things like, why can't we just keep it going how we have it going right now? This is the famous one. If it's not broke, why fix it? Right. So that's the famous one. If they're saying stuff like that, and you're continuously dating them and continuing after that point, then it might be a situationship because it still lacks the talk and the verbally mutual agreement. So those kind of things too. Now, you've been dating him for a year and you still have no title. His kids live in the same town as you. You haven't met him. You haven't met his mother, his parents, his friends, and they all live in the same town as you. Nobody ain't that busy in 1 year to introduce you to someone, and you still haven't had the talk. But in your mind, you feel like it's a relationship, and you start to rationalize why it's a relationship. Minus the talk. You might be in a situationship. I'm just saying. To me, for women, a man who loves you will not hide you. He will prance you around like you is a trophy on his shoulder. He will, and I'm not saying that it's, as far as when people meet others' kids, that's a different story. But after a year living in the same town, you ain't met his family, might be a situationship. But I think the main thing is the second that you have to question whether or not you're in an actual relationship is the point that you have a situation, and it may be a situationship. Continuously sleeping with someone, spending quality time with them, even if they buy you gifts and take you out. Most men gonna do that. Real men. Even if they just want to be your friend. Some of them do that. So they're gonna still do all that. But if you haven't had that talk and that mutual verbal agreement, it might be a situationship. So I'm just saying, evaluate what you're doing. See what you think it is. And if you like what it is, and if it's a situationship and it works for you, then do you, boo. Do you. Like my friend Simone said, do you, boo. Shout out my girl Simone. I used to have a show with. Love her. Anyways, go ahead and like my fan page and tell me what you guys feel about this. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Signing out with your girl Shamay.